Welcome to Urza. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this. Oh, we've got Paradox Engine in here. I meant to take that out. Yes, but we'll keep on this one. We will. Yeah, Paradox Engine, it's banned in 1 versus 1. It's banned in regular Commander, but it is not banned in 1 versus 1 Commander. And, you think if something would be banned in multiplayer, it would be, it'd make even a stronger case that it should be banned in 1v1, but anyway, here we are. I forgot to take it out of my Urza deck, so typically I try to keep the same ban list going. So let's go and lead off with Polluted Delta. And then let's go and crack Polluted Delta. We'll go and grab ourselves an island. That way we don't have to worry about that. And playing gets a friend to the channel. So shout out to our opponent. Hopefully this video makes it over there to the channel. Then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we're playing Urza, Lord High Artificer. Whenever Urza enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Then tap an untapped artifact control, add blue mana to your mana pool. Then for a 5 mana activation, shuffle your library, exile the top card until end of turn. You may play that card without paying its mana cost. Playing gets Anje. Somebody told me how to say it last time and I already forgot. Sorry. Let's go ahead and go Scalding Tarn, and we'll crack Scalding Tarn, get another island down, and then we'll end up going for Steel Overseer. There we go, 1/2. And that way we can, maybe slowly build up a nice little robot army, get down Steel Overseer, and then pass turn to our opponent. So, it's going to be Anje for the video because I can't remember how it's pronounced. So we're playing Anje Falkenrath. Haste, then for an activated ability, discard a card, draw a card. Whenever you discard a card, if that card has Madness, untap Anje. So if you want to check it out, I released it, I think, last week. That might be right. So, but anyway, just type in Anje Falkenrath Jolt, and it should be able to pull up to the video and go from there. So let's go for... Let's go Reliquary Tower, because I'd hate to get hit with some artifact removal. Let's go for Spellskite. That's going to give us the opportunity to put a +1 counter on each creature we control. Do we want to get in for 1? Yeah, I think we just actually leave the +1. I think that'll kind of build up towards a bigger board state. So let's do that. Let's go and pass the turn to our opponent, and then let them kind of do their thing. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to be one of the dudes that stands behind Urza in a cloud of fog and smoke, hey, look, check it out. That can be you back there. See, you can be any of those people. Head over to MTGOTraders. I'll let you be one of the people behind Urza. And also, a quick shout out to inkgaming.com. If you use coupon code JOLT, you can get 10% off anything off the website. So if you haven't treated yourself in a long time, make sure you treat yourself. Or type in JOLT539 into the search feature. You'll be able to see my playmats and my t-shirts. You grab one of those if that floats your boat. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. Get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits, or both. And if you can't do that, if you don't, just tell somebody about the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's go for the Steel Overseer activation. We're going to put a +1 counter on each artifact creature that we control. And it's going to be a 2/2 and a 1/5. And also, I am getting over a sickness. So if my voice sounds different, if I take a random pause here or there to do something, or if my voice kind of crackles a little bit, I am fighting off a chest cold. So, and also, I think this is going to be my last video I record because I'm starting to feel some scratchiness in my throat. Okay, so we're going to get that construct token on the battlefield. We're not really wanting to swing into Anje at this point right now. In fact, I think we still just end up going Steel. Do we need Treasure Map that bad? I think if we're going to be, we need to be aggressive on this one, and I just like putting a bunch of counters on our creatures. So let's do that. So let's go for the 2/6, 4/4, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Okay, so next turn we will be able to swing in. Sorry, I had to take a quick cough break real quick. But yeah, with this Urza deck, if you haven't seen Urza before, this particular build of Urza is a little bit more of kind of a fun style deck. What we're trying to do is just, definitely utilize Urza's ability, being able to tap artifacts for mana. But our big payoff cards aren't necessarily, with Paradox Engine, I'm probably actually not going to play it because I'll take it out of this video. But I try to keep my bane list the same as regular Commander, even though I am technically playing 1 versus 1 Commander. It just makes for... better games that we can commentate. It just makes more sense if you just don't see Paradox Engine. So we'll probably not go for it because it's not going to be a true indication of what Urza can do. And that's what I like to do with my videos. So let's go Treasure Map. That'll be an extra artifact. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. So we have Treasure Map, enter the battlefield. We're going Scry 1, Scurry 1. get the fever one. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that really quick. Let's go for treasure map. We're gonna scry and then remove it. Put a counter on this one. Ancient tomb. Yeah, let's go actually just go and put that on the bottom for right now. Let's go for the activation with Steel Overseer. Actually, let's just go and push in first. So we've got a 5, we got a 2/6 and a 5/5 coming across. We'll probably still go and send in Urza because that'll probably end up being the block that Anje goes for. So I kind of like doing that. So let's go and push in. It's going to be 8/9 coming across. We still have the Steel Overseer activation to go for, and that's going to allow us to get a few extra counters on there. But yeah, one of the fun things about not playing a busted Urza thing, we are using Urza's ability to tap an artifact, add mana to our mana pool. But for the most part, we're trying to swing in and kind of build like an Urza aggro deck. We have Mirror Battlesphere in here. We have Walking Ballista, Hangerback Walker. We have Mirror Matrix and Mirror Turbine. With Mistress Self-Replicator. So we just have a lot of fun things that kind of like almost like a mono green stompy deck. We're just trying to do as much crazy stuff as possible. So, and then oh no, we got hit with the Reckless Madness Worm. So they will be able to block Urza on that one. We can't unfortunately find our way out of this one. But thankfully with Steel Overseer, we can still kind of keep up the aggro on our opponent, which I think I kind of do like that. But yeah, maybe we shouldn't have swung in with Urza. I don't know the Madness cards that well, and I'll be honest, even if I did, I don't think I'd be playing around a Reckless Worm. But opponent's going to get it on this one if they wouldn't have blocked Reckless on Urza. So we can always recast it too, which is going to be a nice thing. So Urza's going to go back to the command zone, but we got caught by a worm. We'll go for the Steel Overseer activation to get these extra counters going. And then, yeah, I was about to say, we could put Urza in the grave, but Urza is not an artifact, so just an Artificer. Okay, so let's go for the Steel Overseer activation. It's going to put a +1 counter on each creature that we control. Each artifact creature is going to make Spellskite a 3/6 and then make the construct a 6/6. So that's going to be 9 damage coming across. Puts him down to 21. And we're going to lose Urza to the worm. Urza's got a real bad case of gut worm. He got taken out. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so I've had this chest cold and... I'm recording all my videos in one day, so if you watch these videos throughout the week and you're like, man, Jolt sounds the same. Typically what I do is I sit down and I record all of my videos in one setting on the weekend. It just gives me a little bit more time during the week, and that's also why my release schedule has been so wonky. But one of the downsides is that it's kind of hard for me to talk. So normally I like to just like yak and yak and yak. So at this point, my voice is getting real scratchy. So I'm just going to let our opponent kind of do some stuff, and I'll just jump in with commentary here and there. Ooh, and our opponent's going to go for Living Death, which is going to be Balthor and Rootscar Demon. Huh. And we don't have enough mana for Scavenger Grounds. Row. That is not good. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. So that's going to take care of our board. And that's going to put Rootscar Demon back on the battlefield and give them Balthor. So that was a pretty sweet play by our opponent. All right, so we run into Arcane Denial. We do need to get Urza down pretty bad. So let's go for a Seat. And hopefully what they grab with Runescar Demon's not super terrible. It's probably not good, to be honest, but we'll at least get down Urza, and then we'll go for this treasure map activation. Actually, we'll leave the construct token up. That way, if we need to block on Balthor, then we can go for it during our opponent's turn. So I will have Urza enter the battlefield, get that construct token, and that'll keep us open on treasure map. And then we'll see what's in store for us with that Runescar Demon. So let's go and pass it over to our opponent. Okay, so our opponent's going to go for Violent Eruption, but let's go for Arcane Denial on that. That's yeah, we need to stop that. So let's tap down Construct Token. Let's go and tap down Treasure Map. And that's exactly what we needed to see. That's going to stop the... hope maybe that was a card that they tutored, knowing that we would have recast Urza after that. So we might get a little bit lucky with that. We can still treasure map during our upkeep, just kind of set our scry up. So I think we might end up trying to go for that, because it's always nice to get the fever and the scurry going, and hopefully we can put something put something good on top. Okay, so we get to draw a card. Let's go and go for a treasure map activation. Tap down Reliquary Tower. Let's go and put Plague Mirror on the bottom. That's not exactly what we really want to be getting into at this point right now. Ooh, Tamio's Journal. That's not bad. And then we still have our draw for the turn. Ooh, and then we run into Impulse. So, yeah, let's go Tamio's Journal. That's going to be Academy Ruins. And that'll still keep us open on Impulse. So yeah, that'll be pretty good. So let's tap down Seat. That's going to give us Tamio's Journal. That will allow us to dig with Impulse. We do need to get some sort of answer to stop this flying threat in the air for sure. And so anything else? No, I think, yeah, with Balthor being a 2/2, yeah, we'll just block next turn. So let's go and swing with the Construct token. Swing it for 4. That's going to put them down to 16. Now, they can race us a lot quicker, that Runescar Demon, but hopefully if we can build up a few more artifacts, especially if this Impulse kind of ends up paying off, then we might be able to end up with a pretty nice Construct token and kind of keep up with it. So we've kind of got a little bit of a Demon versus Construct race right now, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Yeah, I think we still block with Urza on this one just to stop Balthor. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we're going to block on Balthor. If they've got some sort of damage spell for Urza, that's fine because that's going to at least buy us another turn. If we let that go through, that's going to be 8 and 8. And we're just dead in 2 turns. So if they've got some damage, we'll still end up going Impulse. That allows us to kind of dig a little bit deeper. But let's see what they're tapping out for. All right, so we're gonna have Anje come down. I feel pretty decent about that. Just simply going for the filtering option. That is means they're just digging for something, especially with only 2 mana open. That should be pretty good. All right, so they're gonna be able to untap Anje, and they went for Nightshade Assassin, which whenever it enters the battlefield, you reveal X black cards from your hand. If you do, target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. So if they deal with Urza, that's not the end of the world. Now, if they end up hitting our Construct token, either way, our Construct token is not going to have Trample. It's just not going to be good. Yeah, let's still end up going for, let's tap down an artifact. We'll tap down Scavenger Grounds. And then we'll tap down Scavenger Grounds. So let's go for Impulse. Ooh, that is kind of clunky. So let's grab, I guess we just grab Mere Turbine. That way we can get a few more creatures down. Put those on the bottom in any order. Maybe we find an answer for either of these creatures. I'm just trying to figure out if we can somehow get our Construct. Yeah, with them sitting at 16 and us at 10, they've got 6 in the air. I think this is going to be uphill battle on this one. So we got hit with the Worm earlier, and then we're getting hit with the Nightshade Assassin. This is a... it's a pretty nice little showing. Oh, and they've got Massacre Worm and Victimizing the hand too, so oof. Okay, so let's see what we draw into. We're going to have the Tamio's Journal during our upkeep. We'll still end up going for Treasure Map again. Oh, they've got World Gorger too. Yeah, this is not looking hot. So let's go for the Treasure Map activation. That's going to be 1 with Reliquary Tower. Yeah, I guess that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, actually, we don't have the land drop for the turn. No, we're going to get some treasure. Yeah, I guess we just leave that on top. That's not that bad. We'll get those treasure tokens. We're going to get an extra clue token with Tamio's Journal. And then we run into Mere Battlesphere. So let's get this popped out. Now, if we end up going for Urza, Urza is going to be 8 total mana. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, but even if we end up going Mere Battlesphere, they've got Massacre Worm in the hand, so they end up going Massacre Worm, and we just end up losing the game in the air like that. So we only have 1 clue token. Yeah, I guess at this point, yeah, because no matter what we do, we see that Massacre Worm on their side over there. There's also World Gorger, which I know is basically, they can combo off. That kind of puts us in a spot where we have to go for Scavenger Grounds. For sure, we have to go for Scavenger Grounds. Because with World Gorger, if they can bring that back, especially with Balthor, yeah, that's not going to be good. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to get rid of World Gorger. And that's still going to give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total mana. Yeah, I still feel like we probably just end up having to go for a clue token. Yeah, let's go and crack the clue token. Yeah, because with that Massacre Worm, no matter what we try to do, it's just going to be hard for us to do anything. Phyrexian Metamorph. So we can Phyrexian Metamorph a copy of Runescar Demon? So we make a copy of Runescar Demon. We still have a Construct token that can block on the ground. We have Runescar Demon. Let's see what even helps us out of this one. I think we've got to grab Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, I mean, we may not have the actual game right now, but if we're going to try to close it out and get a lot of artifacts down and maybe close it out between Runescarred Copy and our Construct token, Cyclonic Rift is going to give us the best bet for that because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do have 7 total mana, so we can actually untap and go for that. It's going to be 10 next turn, puts them down to 6. That'll make the construct actually a 5 with Tamio's Journal. So, kind of depending on what sort of board, if we actually end up going for Mere Battlesphere. Now, we have to go for either one. We're either looking at Mere Battlesphere or Cyclonic Rift, but at least at this point, oh, but they still have Massacre Worm, so that makes it, we can take a hit from Runescarred Demon, but at least we're not going to lose any creatures. All right, and then once, like I mentioned earlier in the video, my voice is kind of getting really scratchy, so I'm going to let them just kind of do their thing, and then I'll jump into commentary. Okay, so we've got the crew swinging in. We're going to make the trade on Runescarred Demon. I think that sounds pretty good. And then a 4/4 on Balthor. Yeah. If this sticks, then that sounds pretty good. But I feel like our opponent's got some sort of madness spell. Otherwise, they wouldn't have swung in like that. Okay, so we end up making the trade, Phyrexian on Runescarred Demon. We still have a construct token that's sitting at a 3/3. If they would actually want to follow it up with Massacre Worm, they can. But let's see what they're going for right now. Oh, so we're gonna have Avacyn's Judgment come down. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, good game to our opponent. They're gonna get it on this one. Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a great showing of Anje, though. Just really how, I built kind of this wheel effect style deck, but even just building your basic building blocks, Anje, having even just like you saw that Reckless Worm for 3 mana, just plopping in a creature, instant speed for forward trample, and really took care of Urza. And then once that happened, it was really hard for us to bounce back because we lost Urza. We had to recast it a couple different turns, and we just got the commander tax going. So good game to our opponent. It's a lot of fun to play against this one. I'm glad we did get rid of World Gorger. I know you can combo off with Anje, I think, with that. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I'm glad we did end up popping that. But you saw we got pretty close. There's a turn where we could have gone for Mere Battlesphere, but since they did reveal the Massacre Worm, we kind of knew that was going to be coming. And then with that trigger of losing 2 life whenever all of our mirrors died, that wouldn't have been that good. So, but pretty fun. And this build of Urza is kind of more of just a fun medium grade build of Urza. We're using Urza's ability to add mana to our mana pool. Our goal is to close the game out with like a robot army. That's constructs, that's Mere Battlespheres, that's getting mirrors down too, using Steel Overseer. So this is not your typical cutthroat Urza deck. This is just kind of like, can we go big man and get a lot of creatures down? And so we had a lot of good back and forth with our opponent. So, but if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.